Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 318th meeting of Delhi One Toastmasters. Theme of today's meeting is how to overcome failure. District 41 Division E, Area E2. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth.
मैं अभी वीडियो नहीं सीख रहा तुसी आ जाओ वीडियो कर
Please mute yourself, everyone. Let me show online meeting statement. By attending this remote area division, you agree to the privacy policy of Toastmasters National as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. Some of your personal information such as name, image, and any shared messages may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded by Toastmasters International, who may use the recording in the future as it sees fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharges Toastmasters International from all claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use or distribution of said video recording, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, or defamation. Let me share rules of meeting. Be always on mute except role players and speakers when it's your turn to speak. At all other occasions, raise the hand option if you want to make a point. Concerned speaker will do the required as appropriate. Please ask only tech master if you're audible or not, or visible or not. Chat option is available with open. Avoid messaging in between to avoid distractions. Do not share screen in between to avoid any distraction. Only can share the screen. Now, let me introduce the president of Delhi One Toastmaster, a veteran Toastmaster. Toastmaster role is in.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for that very lucid explanation of our meeting rules and guidelines that we all should follow. I'm so happy that all of you are here in today's meeting. I'd like to begin with our guests. Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do in life, and what brought you to Delhi One Toastmasters meeting today. If you're already a Toastmaster, I heartily welcome you. And if this is the first time that you are attending a Toastmasters meeting as a guest, you are most welcome. I hope that you will have a very good time. We'll begin with Akash Singh. So can I get an introduction from you? Thank you.
Yes, sir. My name is Akash and I work in a CPO. And my reason of joining today's meeting is to converse with people because since lockdown, many months have passed and I'm not getting time to speak with people and I was not feeling good at all. So that's why I joined Toastmasters Club.
Thank you so much, Akash. I agree with you. The pandemic has challenged us in many different ways, which we had never anticipated earlier. I hope that you will find this to be a very positive and supportive community of friends and colleagues who empower each other by ensuring that our challenges, our improvement areas are identified and we all can improve together. So thank you very much for joining us today. I would suggest, Akash, that you please increase the volume of your speaker. I had a little tough time in hearing you.
Now is it okay?
Yes, it's much better now. Thank you so much. We'll move on to, yes, please, go ahead.
Should I tell my introduction once again?
No, I think we were able to hear you. It's just that in one of the sessions, I'd like you to come to the stage and deliver an impromptu speech. And at that time, we would love to hear you even better than we were able to right now. So thank you for the introduction. We were able to hear you, just a little feeble. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll move on to Sumit now. Sumit, would you like to switch on your video and unmute yourself? Share a little bit about yourself.
Can you guys see me?
Yes, we can see you. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Myself Sumit Kumar. Professionally, I'm working as a data science consultant within MNC in Delhi NCR. As far as joining Toastmasters is concerned, I've always wanted to join it. I did not get time. Fortunately, because of pandemic, I can join it remotely as of now. And the main reason for joining Toastmasters is that in my profession, I basically have to give presentations and all. And interacting with stakeholder is an important part of what I do during my work. So I just want to improve there and want to enhance my ability in speaking and communicating better with people. Apart from that, I also want to meet new people, see how they speak on stage and normally. I want to learn from them. So yeah, that's the main reason because of which I've joined Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Sumit. You're most welcome. And yes, we are truly here to learn from each other. These kind of experiences hold us in good stead when we are communicating with others in our personal and professional lives. And I'm sure that all have benefited. We've had a very nice Toastmasters journey so far. And if you join us, it will get just better. So welcome again. And thank you so much, dear guests, for joining us and introducing yourself. I'd like Gavilier Mannat to just say a couple of words. We all know her quite well, but Mannat, would you like to say something? Please unmute yourself. Okay, perhaps you can come back later to speak to Mannat. So when Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Karthik Mishra chose his theme as how to overcome failure, I was reminded of one of my colleagues. He's quite young and he joined us about a year ago at Cadence. He shared that he's had a very tough time ever since he decided that he will go ahead and try to be an engineer. After his 12th, he had appeared for IIT JEE exams, but he wasn't able to secure a high enough rank to crack the JEE. So he joined NIT and he was not very happy with that. He felt that somewhere he had failed. Later on, he went on to complete his course and then the placement opportunities arose. Most of his friends were going and joining large companies like Qualcomm and Broadcom, and he was not getting any kind of a position. Finally, he got an internship with Cadence. Somewhere again, he felt that he had failed. So he went on and put in his best, thinking that something will turn out right. And his feelings about what he's doing, about himself, should not come in the way of his performance. He had a brilliant performance. I know for a fact. And finally, he went on to join us as a permanent employee. When he joined us as a permanent employee, that's when he realized that all of the levels that he had been crossing so far was just steps of a ladder. And success is not something like Winston Churchill said, it's not final. Just like failure is not fatal, but it's the courage to continue that counts. I feel that we all experience failures and successes, and it is best that we go on, keep moving. Because even today's success is just a rung which is lower than the success you will achieve tomorrow. In our Toastmasters journey, we cross many levels and we feel that sense of achievement. But level 1 is a little lower than level 2. So every success is just one step, just like failure is just one step. This is my understanding of failure and how we should overcome it. But I'm very happy that we have somebody like Toastmaster Karthik, who's been with us for a fairly long time. He's always been contributing as an EC member. Even as a non-EC member, he was always there. And in his very humble and modest way, he has contributed to the growth of this club. How he is going to handle whatever he has chosen to tell us, I'm very curious to know, and I'm sure that you are too. So let me not delay this any further. Let me welcome Toastmaster Karthik. How to overcome failure. How to overcome failure, Toastmaster Karthik.
Thank you, President. From that, what the President has said, that I guess nobody, I guess everybody has seen a failure in their life. If there's anyone who has never seen any kind of failure in life, please raise your hand. It's a lucid question. Yeah, Jaya, do you want to speak?
Karthik, actually, I raised my hand. I heard the word sentence, raise your hand for something. Can you just repeat?
I'm asking that, has anyone out of us has never seen any kind of failure in life?
I will tell you. I last year I went for an interview and I was marked. I was told that you are not confident enough and your knowledge is superficial. It was for an admin position. So that brought me to Toastmasters, and today I am here, and I will, the guests, those who are here, I will literally tell you, this is the place. This is the place where you will get positive feedbacks and your level of confidence will be soaring high. There will be no looking back. So
Thank you.
that's my
Thank you, Jaya.
Thank you.
Okay, now coming to the topic of failure. Failure is a feeling of dejection and low feeling, and that I guess every one of us has faced, maybe personally, professionally, from school, maybe in the school days, like in the form of exam, competitive exam, or a job. So let me discuss why we fail before coming on the how to overcome failure. Why we fail? As per author Shiv Kera, we normally fail due to two or more out of these reasons: lack of persistence. When we quit, we doesn't think of how much of the effort we have put it in and how far can we go irrespective of our potential. Lack of conviction. Same with the persistence. Rationalization, we don't compare that what are the risk factors regarding our effort and what are need to be put in. Dismissal of past mistakes, not realizing wrongdoings, which means lack of discipline. As we all know about discipline, like waking up early, uh, going to sleep as an example. Poor self-esteem and fatalistic attitude. Shiv Khera has said that out of these seven, maybe most of us lack in one or two factors, and this has commonly led for our failure, which we want to strive for in our life. So failure gives us a very strong negative feeling, a, a very a very low esteem feeling, and gives us a myriad of after effects in forms of depression, feeling of lacking behind, feeling alone, etc., etc. So, and most common three ways we can overcome from failure is we should feel our way through disappointment. Just feel one time and accept your failure and bounce back. That's the most common in form of overcoming from failure, to just bounce back. If you want to fulfill your desire, then you have to restart. Now, in the same way, in our meeting, we have three sections: prepare speeches segment, paper topic segment, and evaluation segment. Like in the structure of Toastmasters, in case of failure, there's something which we lag behind. So we have to introspect and analyze ourselves and then able to identify ourselves to correct in order to get better results in future. Now let me call the auxiliary role players. I would like to invite the timer of today's meeting. Her hobby is badminton and she is a PhD student in JNU. Over to you, Toastmaster Santosh Devi.
Thank you so much, Karthik. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Failure is just an opportunity to start again, but this time more intelligently. Good evening, for Toastmaster and dear guests. I'm the timer for today's meeting, and my job is to make sure that no one disqualified or failed today in their roles due to the timing, because I will be sharing these cards as an indicator of timing. Let me give an example. During the prepared speech section, where speakers deliver their prepared speeches, so in today's meeting, we have only one speaker and the time allotted for the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. Then I will be showing the green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at the 6 minutes. During the table topic section, each speakers get the 1 to 2 minutes. So I will be raising up this green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes until the speaker stops speaking. Except in the table topic section, in each segment, every speakers will get the grace period of the 30 seconds. So this is all from my side, and I will present my report during the evaluation section when the general evaluator calls me to do the same. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Karthik Mishra.
Thank you. Now let me call, before calling next auxiliary role player, time is the very important factor. As a famous author Rudyard Kipling has said, the better we manage our time, the better we manage our life, and better we manage our present, the better we manage our future. All right, coming to next auxiliary role player. Our counter of today's meeting, Toastmaster Jivitesh Singh. He is a law student. And over to you, Toastmaster Jivitesh Singh.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My rule as with our counter is to count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words you may use when you are speaking on stage. I will be observing and taking note of words such as like, and etc. These are filler words that affect the effectiveness of a speech. Removing these filler words would help us in making our speeches more lucid and understandable. I will be presenting my report when called upon by the general evaluator in the end of the meeting. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, counter. The same way, like the rule of our counter, we should count our deeds, like our financial statements, in whatever we do, are right or wrong, maybe in a diary entry, which can help us in overcoming failure. Now, coming to the next auxiliary role player, the language evaluator of today's meeting, Eddie Payan. He is from Arunachal Pradesh and he is studying in Delhi. Over to you, Toastmaster Eddie Payan.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Eddie Payang, and I am the language evaluator for today's meeting. For the benefit of our guests and new members, I'll explain the role of the language evaluator. The role of the language evaluator is threefold. First, to note the awkward use or misuse of the language. Particularly, I will be looking for incomplete sentences and incorrect grammar. Second, to note the creative use and good use of the language. And third, to note the use of the word of the day, which means it's either a noun, verb, or adjective. I'll be sharing the word of the day, which is lucid. Lucid. It means something which is expressed clearly or easy to understand. Expressed clearly or easy to understand. Some examples of it. The main points remain lucid, straightforward, and well worth listening to. She gave a clear and lucid account of her plans for the company's future. I will be presenting my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, language evaluator. I hope this language evaluation provides a lucid way of improving our language. Now coming to the prepared speeches segment. Before calling the first speaker of today's meeting, I would like to call speech evaluator Bela Agarwal to say out the objectives of the speaker of today's meeting. Over to Bela Agarwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster. Thank you. Our speaker for the meeting, Toastmaster Vinayak Goel, will be presenting his first icebreaker speech in his Toastmaster journey under Level 1, Project 1 of Innovative Planning. The title of the speech is Never Take Things for Granted. And the purpose is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. I wish the speaker all the very best for his speech. Back to you, Timor, Toastmaster Tanya.
Toastmaster Vinayak Goel. Yes. Just a second, I got stuck. Toastmaster Vinayak Goel, never take things for granted. Never take things for granted. Toastmaster Vinayak Goel, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, everyone. How's it going? I hope you all are having a really, really good time here. Today, I'm going to give my first speech, the icebreaker speech. Finally, the day is here. It's my first ever speech, so I may be quite nervous in between, so forgive me for that. Let me talk about brief about my introduction. I am in CA finals. I'm pursuing CA. I'm also pursuing a CFA program, and I am a BCom graduate. Let's talk about CA, why I chose CA. So the story starts back in 2016 when I passed my 12th examinations. I got my result. The percentage which I got was quite shocking. I got 90%, which was not at all predictable. I was predicting somewhere around 70 to 75% because I was not at all that topper, you know. I was quite decent, average guy, but I got 90%. That was a, you know, win-win situation for me. But when I was preparing for my 12th, even in the pre-board or after pre-board maybe, I started preparing hard for my examinations because I know that this is something which I want to achieve. You know, there is some kind of benchmark which you want to cross. So I start preparing hard for that, and I got 90%. So from this particular scenario, which whatever I have learned is one thing, that if you are putting your best efforts, then you got something. For sure, you will got something. I'm not saying you will got your desired result, because that is something which is uncontrollable, but you will got something. But yes, now one day I was chit-chatting with my friends. Okay, what will you do? What will you do? What will I do? And then my majority of the friends were planning to do CA. I was quite fascinated. Okay, wow, CA, it's a quite, you know, esteemed profession. Let's go for this. Without any further research, okay, what you will do after CA, you know, what are the pros and cons of CA, you know, these kind of things. I didn't do my research, but I only see one thing, that was my friends were going to do CA. That was the only thing. All right. Now, after choosing that particular thing, I took granted my career. That decision of my career, I took it only in 5 minutes, and that was my worst decision of my life. I'm not saying CA is a very bad profession, it's a highly earned profession, but that was not my cup of tea, which I'm realizing as of now. All right, now I entered into the CA. I cleared my CPD, the common proficiency test, which is the first level of CA. In first attempt, my confidence level again boost up. But game was not the same after CPD. It is not the same. CA intermediate is another level game. You know, you really need to put your best efforts if you want to pass it, especially in first attempt. All right, I again started preparing well for that. There is a tenure of 9 months, which you will be given, in which you have to prepare yourself for the examinations. I prepared myself for the examination, and I took granted 2 to 3 things in that particular tenure. My sleep at that 9 months of period, my average sleep was 4 hours. I took granted food, which is very basic thing, you know. The first meal of my day was breakfast, and the second meal of my day was dinner. There was no lunch. I was quite weak, you know, during that tenure. So what happens in CA examination? The exams start at 2 p.m. and it goes up to 5 p.m. On the examination day, at 10 a.m., I got fainted. I was quite weak. There was constant headache. I was suffering from 102 fever with runny nose and very weak condition. But fortunately, I gave the examinations, all 7 papers done and dusted. Okay, after 2 months, I got the result. And you know what I got? I got the complete fiasco, the complete failure I got failed in that C intermediate. Now, after a deep introspection, you know what I got that never take things for granted. At that particular tenure, what I took granted, I took granted sleep, food, my lifestyle, these basic things which you will be very aware of. So yes, I think this is something which everyone should be very aware of, and never take things for granted. With this particular note, I would like to conclude my speech with the title itself, never take things for granted, because it can definitely make a impact on your life, right? Thank you very much for listening. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you. I would request everyone to stand up if possible and clap for the speaker, because he has given the first icebreaker speech. Thank you. I forgot to share you the slides of about what I made about how to overcome failure, which is the feel your way through disappointment, thinking your way through future, bounce back, which I was talking about. I will share about it in detail later. Now, let me call uh, request every for the feedback of everyone for the feedback of the speaker. Is a feedback link posted? No, oh, my bad. If I would like to take a a moment for that. Now let me call the Toastmaster President of DOTM, Rolisina, for election. She's the election master of today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Rolisina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. Now, we will have our elections for the candidates for Vice President membership and Treasurer. For this entire segment, which is about 15 to 20 minutes planned, we can't have the guests in this room because the guests are not allowed to vote. It's only the club members who are allowed to vote. So with absolute respect and with absolute respect and uh, desire to tell you that you are most welcome and you are very important for all of us. We'll have you join back in another 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to put all the guests into the waiting room, and the minute the elections are over, I will bring you back into the room. With your permission, may I do so? Toastmaster, guest Akash, Sumit, and Manat. Would that be okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I apologize, but right after the elections, we have the exciting and fascinating table topic segment where you can come and deliver your impromptu speeches. So please don't go away, and we'll be joining you soon. Okay, thank you so much. Right. Can somebody just confirm for me that we have the required quorum? We need at least 13 members, and I believe we have 17 members present here. Is that correct? And Toastmaster?
Not 17. 14.
Okay.
14.
Right. Because I can see the participants on the waiting room as well. So yeah, you're right. So we have 14 members present, and
15,
Gunjan
I
is just
think.
joining.
Gunjan.
Yeah, Gunjan is just joining. Karthik, I need the host access, please, because you would need to vote, and you won't be able to vote if you are the host.
Granted host access to you.
Thank you. Okay, you've given it to the other device. Sorry for these technical challenges. Okay. We'll begin with the elections for the Vice President membership. While Alok Kujur is not here, he had already nominated himself, and I'd like to open the floor for nominations for the post of Vice President membership. So anybody wants to nominate anyone or themselves, please just unmute yourself and call that name out.
I would like to nominate Toastmaster Eddie.
Toastmaster.
No, I am not ready for taking any responsibilities. I Please don't vote for
Let
me.
that be. Okay, right now we are just nominating Eddie, so don't be frightened. I do believe that you are ready to contribute, but if it's your choice, you would prefer not to do that right now, we completely understand. I'll just take 10 more seconds before moving to the next call.
I would like to nominate Toastmaster Jivitesh.
Toastmaster Jivitesh, you'll have to unmute yourself and either, would you
Yes, ma'am.
accept the nomination?
Yeah, definitely. I accept the nomination.
Thank you. So we have 2 nominations. I would like somebody to second Toastmaster Jivetesh's nomination for. Thank you, Toastmaster
I
Santosh.
second.
Thank you,
Jivitesh.
Vinayak. Thank you, Vinayak. Toastmaster Jaya, please unmute yourself and share whatever it is that you would like to say.
No, you just said to second.
Oh,
Jivitesh.
okay. Okay.
So I responded.
Yeah. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's move on to the next call, the second call for this particular nomination for Vice President membership for the remaining term of July 2021 to December 2021. Okay. I have received.
Sorry to interrupt here, but if I may take the leverage of nominating Toastmaster Baldev Arora.
Sure, sure. Toastmaster Baldev, I know you're not well, but would you consider this nomination?
For what?
For Vice President membership, sir.
No, I am sorry. You know, I told you before also. You know, yeah, I can't commit. I'm sorry.
No, it's perfectly all right, sir. You don't have to apologize. I know that we are all struggling with a lot of commitments at the moment.
I will love to, but you know, when
I know that he contributes a lot in many other ways, and we appreciate that. So it's perfectly fine, sir. Thank you so much for being here with in spite of your ill health. Okay. Now I'd like to issue the third and the final call for the nomination of the Vice President membership post for the remaining term of July 2021 to December 2021. Okay, with that, we will close the nominations for this post. And we have Toastmaster Alok and Toastmaster Jivitesh as our candidates for this position. In order to conduct the polls, okay, I will. Toastmaster Karthik, are you joined in with the Delhi One Toastmasters ID?
Yes, I have joined. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
then can
I'm
you
good.
just go, yeah, can you just go and edit the polls to include these two names?
Please repeat the name.
The first name is Alok Kujur and the second name is Jivitesh Singh.
Okay.
Okay, while he's doing that, I need someone to step up and speak for Toastmaster Alok Kujur for his candidature as Vice President membership. You won't be speaking as if you are Toastmaster Alok Kujur. You'll be speaking on why you think Toastmaster Alok Kujur is a good candidate for Vice President membership. So can I just have a raise of
I
hand?
would.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Sajal. So we'll have Toastmaster Sajal speak for Toastmaster Alok and Toastmaster Jivitesh. You will also be getting an opportunity to speak on why you want to be the Vice President membership. So just give it a little bit of a thought as to why you want to go for this position, what it will help you, how it will help you, and what kind of contribution you think you will be able to make to the club when you are the Vice President membership. Okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you. And it will be a 2-minute speech. At 2 minutes, I will just simply mute the person who is speaking. Okay. So please be very mindful of how long you speak and make sure that you condense whatever you wish to share in the matter of 2 minutes. I will not be showing any cards to indicate how many minutes have elapsed. I will simply mute the person. Okay. Toastmaster Karthik, whenever you give me a signal that you've been able to edit the poll.
Sure, I will update you.
Okay. So in the meantime, let's not delay this. I will call Toastmaster Sajal Jain to speak on the merits of Toastmaster Alok Kujur being the Vice President membership. Toastmaster Sajal Jain, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha. So coming to Toastmaster Alok, he has been my mentee for a long time now, and I haven't been a good mentor because I haven't been able to have much conversations with him. But the conversations that I've had with him are so impactful, and the vice president membership is a role in which deals with people. You have to interact with people, you have to interact with guests, you have to interact with members. And I've never had a single conversation with Toastmaster Alok in which I haven't learned something or in which he hasn't provided me with valuable input. Every conversation that I've had with him had certain points. Whenever he has taken up a role in a meeting, whether it's Toastmaster of the day, whether it's grammarian, whether it's our counter or whether it's timer, he has always asked me for the feedback of the role. And that is something that we could all learn from Toastmaster. Whenever somebody asks for feedback, it's a need for improvement. So they want to improve. And Toastmaster Alok has constantly been improving himself in his roles. And initially, when the elections were held in July, I could feel that Toastmaster Alok wanted to go for a role. He had learned all the merits of the role. He knows what a vice president membership does. And I think he has that credibility whenever he would want to approach somebody, or whenever he wants to talk to somebody, he has that convincing power, and he knows why he or she should or shouldn't join Toastmasters. He's a very reasonable person whenever you come to talk to him. And I think I have learned from him more than he has learned from me as a mentee-mentor relationship. And how you deal with people is the foremost step in vice president membership. And I think Toastmaster Alok is the person that we could all have in our club as vice president membership, because we could benefit from him a lot. And that's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sajudan. Just in time. That's perhaps your forte. Now we will move to Toastmaster Jivitesh. Toastmaster Jivitesh, please unmute yourself.
Yes,
Let me know that you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm just gonna give an example thing right now. So why I think I should be
No.
the.
Wait, I'll have to call you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's perfectly all right. I understand. It's a new thing, and I really appreciate the fact that you're going through this. Toastmaster Jivitesh. Toastmaster Jivitesh.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster role. Like why I should be the vice president of membership. I think it's because I want to learn how to talk to people, and the main reason why I joined Toastmasters is to interact with people, and that's the main role of the vice president of membership, right? And as vice president of membership, I think I'm gonna make members feel welcomed and informed, and I'm gonna do everything that I know. I guess that's it. I mean, I want to learn how to talk to people, and it's gonna be an educational experience for me too. I guess that's all I want to say right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you, ma'am.
Toastmaster Jivitesh. That was very nice. Now we will move to the actual polls. So I'm just going to launch the poll and be ready to vote. I need every single person to vote. Okay. If you are facing any kind of challenge, you're not able to vote, you can simply send me a message and let me know your nomination. I know that it will not be anonymous as we would like it to be, but this is the only thing that we can do under the circumstances. But do vote. All right. So I had, because these are the by-elections, I didn't really list down all of the rules in the interest of time. But for a member to be able to secure the position for which they have nominated themselves, or for which they have been nominated, the security is deemed when we have more than 50% plus one of the quorum that is present. So right now we are 14 members, right? Or 51?
14.
14. So of 14, we needed at least a minimum of 8 votes to go in favor of one person. For
14
us.
includes you also.
14 includes me. Yeah. Agree. So I am logged in with 2 devices, so I'm able to vote anyway. So that's okay. Right. And now we have the results. So we needed at least 8 members, 8 people to vote for anyone. And we have Toastmaster Jivitesh. He secured 3 votes. And Toastmaster Alok secured 11 votes. So we have an election. We have concluded the election of Vice President membership, and Toastmaster Alok will be our upcoming Vice President membership. He will assume office immediately. Thank you so much, everyone. And special thank you for Jivitesh. I know that it takes a lot of courage, that you're so new and yet you wanted to contribute. And I am sure that you will be able to contribute as you already are as an associate. Please make sure that you join the VP membership team and help us out in securing a better future for Delhi One Toastmasters. Thank you so much. Now we will move to the election for the position of treasurer. So do I have any nominations? I have one nomination already from Toastmaster Karthik. And I'd like to open the floor for nominations for the position of treasurer for the remaining months of July 2021 to December 2021 term.
I would like to nominate Toastmaster Vinay Goyal.
Right. Toastmaster Vinayak, please unmute yourself and share. You need to unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not in a position to take the role because that 1 year is going to be more hectic for me as of from now. So that will not be fair of me to with the responsibilities of the role. Sorry for that.
No issues, Toastmaster Vinayak. I know that you are contributing in other ways. Thank you so much for considering the nomination.
I would like to nominate Toastmaster Jivitesh again because even though he's new, he might like it's a good role, so you can.
Especially right now when we are looking for renewals, it is a very important role. Toastmaster Jivitesh.
Do I have to speak again for the rule?
Yes, but now you'll be speaking for treasurer instead of that.
I do not know what does the treasurer do. So what should I
All
speak?
right. So the treasurer is responsible for maintaining the accounts and the finances of the club. The treasurer records the income of the club, which is essentially the membership fees, and the expenses of the club, which could be, for example, our logistics, our venue. Right now, we are meeting on Zoom, so we have an expense over there. And we have other expenses which we have to bear as a club, in addition to paying the club and the membership fee to Toastmasters International World Headquarters. So all of that record is maintained by the treasurer, and the treasurer also checks our bank. We have a bank account with Federal Bank, and the treasurer is supposed to validate the amount that is there in the bank account, make sure that everything is in order as far as the club's finances are concerned.
Now too much responsibility for me. I won't be able to take this role.
Okay. Thank you. I might have overspoken the responsibilities. It's not really such a burdensome role, but I respect your the response. Thank you. Okay.
I would like to nominate Toastmaster Jaya.
Okay. Toastmaster Jaya, please unmute. Yes. Toastmaster
Rolly,
Santosh is.
I think you know my scene. And right now, I won't be able to. I will do it in the next January to July or June. That time I will
January
nominate.
to June.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
Toastmaster Jaya. I completely understand. You're also facing health issues. Anybody else? I'd like to now issue the second call for nominations from the floor. Okay. So the third and the final call for the nominations for the position of treasurer for the remaining months of July 2021 to December 2021 term. Okay, I'm closing the nominations from the floor. And in view of the fact that we only have one candidate, Toastmaster Karthik, for the position of treasurer for the remaining months, we require somebody to act as the secretary, and I'd like to request Toastmaster Santosh. Toastmaster Santosh, will you be able to do this? Thank you. So just write Toastmaster Karthik's name on a piece of paper and put it as a token into any container as a ballot. Thank you.
I don't have container right now.
No, it's perfectly all right. Just say that I am casting this single ballot for Toastmaster Karthik.
Okay, I'm casting the ballot for Toastmaster Karthik Mishra for the position of treasurer. Done.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Toastmaster Karthik. You are reinstated as our treasurer. And I know that in spite of all of the challenges that you're facing, critical health issues, you're still doing so much for us. And on behalf of the club, I really want to thank you. It's been very nice to serve as your election master. As the club president, I am especially grateful to all of the members who made it a point to attend the meeting, especially for this duration, just so that we could have the quorum for the elections. And now we will welcome Toastmaster Alok Kajur as our Vice President membership and Toastmaster Karthik to continue as Sergeant at Arms and welcome him as our Treasurer. And I thank Toastmaster Bela and Toastmaster Avishi because with all of the challenges that they have been facing, they still try to do their level best. And I have personally seen how in the back end they have been performing their duties very sincerely, diligently, and in such a committed fashion. I thank both of you on behalf of the club, and a special thanks from my side. With this, we conclude the elections. I need somebody to second the motion for concluding the elections.
I'm the second.
Thank you. I know as a timer, you are especially considerate, and I thank you. I'm sorry that we took longer than what we planned. Toastmaster Karthik, I'm giving the stage back to you and I'm making you the host. Please make me the co-host one more time. And before that, I'll just welcome our participants from the waiting room. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. Do we have Akash Singh, Sumit Kumar, and Manat Kaur? Thank you so much for being so patient and waiting for us to help you rejoin. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the meeting. Toastmaster Karthik, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now coming to the wonderful session of table topic segment. For table topic segment, I would like to call table topic master of today's meeting, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain.
Thank you so
so much, Toastmaster Karthik. We are often put into situations where our failure or success depends on how we handle the situation. But sometimes what keeps us doing our best in that particular situation is our fear. So today I am going to help you get rid of that fear by practicing impromptu speaking. So I will be giving a topic which would be on which you would have to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. The timer will show the green card when 1 minute is done, which means that you have spoken for the minimum time limit required for you to qualify for voting. And when the timer shows red card, it means 2 minutes are over. So you have next 30 seconds to wrap up your speech to qualify within the time limit. And the yellow card means that 1 minute 30 seconds is over, which is the mean time required for between the maximum and minimum time. And don't forget to use the word of the day, which is lucid. You can check the meaning in the chat box. So with this, let's welcome our first speaker who would like to speak. You can raise your hand or drop a message in the chat box. Okay, so I would like to call upon someone who is very experienced in table topics. Let's call Gavelian Mannath. Manna, do you want to speak? Okay, I think she is having some issue. Anyone else who want to volunteer, or should I call upon myself? Toastmaster Anand.
I would love to, but I'm traveling, so I would rather like to pass out this opportunity.
Okay, no issues. Toastmaster Eddie.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Choose a number between 1 to 15.
2.
Okay, 2. So your topic is, I'm sending in the chat box. Toastmaster Eddie, if you don't try at anything, you can't fail. If you don't try at anything, you can't fail. Toastmaster Eddie, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain. Okay, so my topic is, if you don't try at anything, you can't fail. Okay, so basically, so if you do not try at anything, and if you are just too lazy or just too scared to do anything because maybe you fear failure, or maybe you just don't have any direction, then you can't fail. So yeah, we have to try something at least, like what we are all doing here. We are trying to improve our communication skills. We are trying to improve our public speaking. So yeah, we are at least trying something, and sometimes we fail. Like I am not doing my best, but still I'm trying. So, and I am enjoying my work as a language evaluator. So thank you very much. I would like to end my speech here. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Eddie, for such a wonderful speech. Next, I would like to call upon our guest, Sumit Kumar. Would you like to speak?
Sure.
Okay, so choose a number between 1 to 15, except 2.
I'll pick 7.
Okay, so your topic is, guess, Sumit. Failures are finger posts on the road to achievement. Failures are finger posts on the road to achievement. Guess, Sumit.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. So for my topic for today is failures are finger posts for road to achievement. On the road to achievement. My apologies. So I've always believed that failures are an integral part of achieving something in life. And I'll start off with what I have done so far in my life. So I did my BTech. Then I worked in a company for 3 years. And I was stuck in the company because the thing is, I was good at my work, but I was a bit afraid of failing in the interviews. So I did not give any interview for 3 long years. Although I was very, very good at what I was doing, and I knew people around me were switching jobs, and I was like, you know what, I might fail in the interview. I'm not prepared. So I was like, let's not do it. Let's not do it. Post which I did my MBA in business analytics. So after which I moved to a new domain, and I was not that good at it. But this time I was prepared to fail. So what I did is that in a period of say 5 months, I gave 12 interviews, and in those 12 interviews, I cleared 9 of them. But I was not good at the thing. But the thing was, I kept on failing, and I was not afraid of failure. And eventually, after every failure, I don't know, I kind of liked the feeling. I don't know why, but I liked the feeling that, you know what, I know few things, I don't know few things. I'm failing at it, but I'm not that bad at it. So that is what I feel is very important in life. And I was watching a video of Peter Dinklage, a guy who basically was in Game of Thrones. So he said, he basically gave a quote, very, very important quote related to failure. He said that ever tried, ever failed, try again, fail again, try better, and fail better. So if someone is not failing at things in life, you will not achieve anything. You have to fail, and you just have to keep on going from one failure to another failure without loss of enthusiasm. So that is what I want to say today. I would end my speech by saying that. Thank you.
Wonderful guest, Sumit. So who wants to come next? I can see Mannat raising her hand. So Mannat, choose a number between 1 to 15, except 2 and 7.
I'll choose 8.
Okay. So Mannat, would you like to turn on your video while speaking?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I visible?
No. You're not visible.
1 second. Now am I?
No. Yes, now I can see you.
Yeah.
Okay. So your topic is Gavelian Mannat. Stop chasing the money and start chasing the passion. Stop chasing the money and start chasing the passion. Gavelian Mannat.
I'll take 15 seconds before I start.
Okay.
Right, I'll begin. Thank you. Timer, you may start the timer. So, like I am just a 13-year-old right now, so I have not worked that much with money, and that's not my end goal right now. It's about winning something, winning a competition, getting a gold medal. That's all I actually want right now. So for this topic, I'd like to take the example of one from my school and one from my skating class. So like I have, my passion is skating, and then in any competition I go, I never wait for getting that gold in any race, or I never wait for bagging the most less time in any TT race. So that's not my end goal about for which I go to any competition. The goal I go for in any competition is to basically do some kind of a skating that, like, I consider it as my last race. So I try to put in everything. I put in everything I can into that race, and then whatever the output is, whether I get a gold or I don't, or whether I am able to bag the lowest time in any of the race, that's not the end goal I wait for. I just see that, okay, I gave my best. I consider it as my last race, even though it's never, but yeah, I consider it that way. And then whatever the result is, that never matters to me. The only thing that matters is that I tried, and then I followed my passion. That's all. And then one other role from school, if I'd have to take, is that there is this interview for student council member that happens. There's an interview that happens in my school. And then for that, you have to appear through 6 rounds of interviews, after which you're inducted. And then, so here, I have always had a passion for becoming a student council member and representing my class in my previous school as well, and in this school as well. So in my previous school, I got inducted for many years, for 3 consecutive years. So I tried for this year as well in the new school. So this year it was tough because it was a new time, new experience, new ways.
And then here I didn't have that much opportunity. I was not that capable, I felt. So I did not have that, okay, I have to get that badge for the student council member. Never had that in my mind. Whatever I had was that I have been inducted as this role for 3 consecutive past years. And right now I'm only appearing for this role just so to see whether my performance is the same as it was last year. And I never kept this goal in my mind that I had to appear or I had to get that badge for the student council member. And these are the 2 ways I did, like considering them as the money or the output that we get. These are the 2 ways. I did not wait for the output. I did not wait for the result that's there. I just gave my best into the way out, into my performance. And that's all I always do. I always follow the passion and never wait for what the results ever going to be.
Wonderful, Gavilian Mannat. Who would like to come next? Okay, Toastmaster Vinayak. Choose a number between 1 to 15 except 2, 7, and 8.
6.
6. Okay. So I'm sending the topic in the chat box. Toastmaster Vinayak. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Toastmaster Vinayak, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Bhavya Jain, for giving me the opportunity. Today's main topic is failure. I still remember there was one clip in which a boy asked Virat Kohli, "How do you deal with failures?" And he said that failures are your best friends. Success boosts your ego. That's not all right in all the cases, but yes, in some of the cases. And yeah, failure is your best friend because the failure will let you teach the best thing, which success doesn't. The main topic, the only real mistake is one from which we learn nothing, is absolutely right. Because a human error is something, if a person is doing something, and if he didn't get the desired result because of some kind of error, human error, that is absolutely all right. But if he is doing that mistake again and again and again, then he's not a human. Because what is the difference between a human and an animal? Animal does that mistake again and again and again, and human doesn't do that. A right human is that who learn from their mistakes, right? If you're not going to gym, and even if you're going to gym, you perform some kind of exercise and you got injured, and again you're performing that exercise in a wrong manner, and again you got injured, and that is something which is mistake, and which shouldn't be tolerable at all on a human ground, right? So yes, a right being is one who learned from their mistakes, obviously the real mistakes, and until unless you didn't do anything, you will not commit any mistake. So yes, if you're doing mistakes, that's all right, but don't do that again and again and again, right? So with this note, I would like to conclude it. Thank you very much.
Amazing, Toastmaster Vinayak. So who would like to come next? Toastmaster Sajal.
I guess Akash, if he wants to speak.
It's okay. You both can come. First, you can come. Okay, so choose a number between 1 to 15, except 2, 6, 7, and 8.
9.
Okay. I am sending the chat box. Toastmaster Sajal. It's better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. It's better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Toastmaster Sajal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavya, for giving me this topic. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. I recently read a quote that be a voice and not an echo. So if you are succeeding by copying somebody, if you are trying to succeed in your life by comparing yourself to somebody else and going through that exact same journey, you would get ultimately bored. And not just bored because it would be two similar life experiences and you wouldn't go through that unique phase that you want to achieve. So you wouldn't be able to inspire anybody because a story like yours will already be present in the world. So if somebody has to get influenced, they wouldn't have any originality to take it from. And not just for anybody else, but for yourself too. If you are copying somebody and then you are succeeding, it's of no use. So it's always better to have your unique take, have your unique perspective on a thing, and then fail. Even if you are failing at it, it's better to fail than to succeed in anything in imitation. So if I take an example, if you are suppose if you're trekking and if you fall down many times, it's your own story. So even if you fail and you come back from that trek, if you're not able to reach the summit and you come back by doing just half the trek, you will know that you had a wonderful experience, even though you might have failed, but you will achieve it in later on. But if you succeed by just copying somebody or by just going by a card like everybody else is doing, it wouldn't have the same experience that you might have gone than from the originality. Okay, so that's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Bhavya.
Beautiful topic spoken by you, Toastmaster Sajal. Next, I would like to call upon guest Akash Singh. Would you like to speak?
Yes, I'm ready.
Sure. So choose a number between 1 to 15 except 2, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
12.
12.
Yes.
Okay. So your topic is guest Akash. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. Guest Akash.
Okay. Actually, I heard from someone that life gives endless opportunities. It's up to you that which opportunity you decide to take. So I want to give you an example, real life example. In one of my company, I was new. First time I joined the company. So there were several incidents which happened with me. I mean to say that several chances were given to me, but out of them I chose only some chances. So I mean to say that out of many chances, it's up to you that which chances suits you, and you can take them, experience them, and you can go back again in your life. Yes. So nature for nature, it is said that it gives you several opportunities. So you need to take the right opportunity which suits you. No need to take all the opportunities. Opportunities are always a part of life. So the opportunities which you get in your lifetime, respect them, but don't take no need to take all the opportunities, or take only some. I think my time is over.
Thank you so much, guest Akash. Very well spoken. So, timer, do we have more time for another topic?
Yes, you can
Yes.
take 2 more.
Okay, great. So, Toastmaster Eddie wants to speak again.
Yeah, I wanna try
Okay.
after that
So,
first debacle. So
sure. So choose a number between 3, 4, 5 and 10, 11, 13, 14 and 15.
13.
Okay. So your topic is Toastmaster Eddie. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. Toastmaster Eddie.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain. My Okay, I think that's a very nice quote. And for me, a man who has a value and who has some real values, I think he in himself is a successful person. Success does not mean that you need to be you need to have a lot of wealth or professional financial success. No, it doesn't only mean that, but I believe that a person of virtue, a person of ethics, person of value is, I think, is much more needed, especially in our society, in our country. There are so many successful person, but ethically they are awful. You can take the example of Vijay Mallya. He took up so much of our country's wealth, and now he's in England doing Maud Masti. That's not something right. So, yeah, I think he lacks value, obviously, and that's why we should focus on our ancient Indian culture. They teach us so many things, and we have Gita and we have Ramayana and all, so we can learn a lot of value from them. So I believe I will always consider, at least in my personal life, I try to be a person of character, good moral character, a person who can be relied upon. Who knows? One day I might not be that rich, but I will always be a person of good moral character. I'll always be a good father, a good son, a good husband, a good citizen of this nation. Thank you very much. And back to you, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Eddie. So next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Santosh. Would you like to speak?
Yes.
Sure. So choose a number between 1, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So Toastmaster Santosh, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Toastmaster Santosh.
Can you repeat once again?
Everything you want is on the other side of fear. I'll send you the chat.
Yeah, actually,
I can time the.
I will time, not an issue. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. A very nice topic is that everything you want is on the other side of fear. I believe that fear is something that is the obstacles that you really want to achieve something in life. So first thing is that we come out from that fear, and we can come out from that fear if when we try something new. There was time I used to think that I was not able to I was not able I was not able to be pursuing the PhD. I always underestimate myself, but when I entered into the PhD and I found that there is something that when I entered into the PhD and I found that that was the fear which I used to think, but now I have confidence in my PhD time in in 2 years, I have done so much data, and I can't believe that I have learned so many techniques and so many instruments. Even my supervisor is so happy with me that I have done during this pandemic. I mean, when everyone at the home, but I came to GNU in December during this pandemic, and I have done. So I came out from that fear, and that restrict one from doing the things which they really want. So when I'm really believe that if you want to do something in life, just come out from the fear and come out from the comfort zone, and that can be possible if you try that with your uh, enthusiasm, with your passion. So that's all from my side. Or to you, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain, able to be master. Thank you.
Very well spoken, Toastmaster Santosh, and you truly are an inspiration for us. With this, I would like to request the Tech Master to please launch the poll for the best table topic speaker. Okay, so you can vote for Toastmaster Eddie, Guest Sumit, Gavilian Mannat, Toastmaster Vinayak, Toastmaster Sajal, Guest Akash, and Toastmaster Santosh. So has everyone voted Toastmaster Karthik?
Yeah. Poll is open.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to give the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Karthik.
Thank you. Now coming to the evaluation section of today's meeting, I would like to call the general evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmaster Sajal Jain.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. Let's have a huge round of applause for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Karthik, and our table topic master, Toastmaster Bhavya. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." While we may try to overcome our fear, it's important to remember that failure is the only thing that ensures success. And in Toastmasters, we fail many times. We fail not just once or twice, but many times. But in the end, we become successful. And not just in terms of becoming a better communicator or a better speaker, but also as a better person. Today, I welcome you all to one of the most critical sections in any Toastmasters meeting, that is the general evaluation section, in which every person who has come up on the stage will be evaluated by an army of evaluators. In Toastmasters, we follow a CRCS approach, a commendation summary approach, which is also known as the sandwich theorem. In this approach, the positives, that is the negatives, that is the recommendations, are fitted in between the positives, that is the commendations, leaving the speaker on a hopeful and inspiring note. It's always a good idea to give a brief summary at the end so the speaker knows at a glimpse that what he or she can improve and where he or she excelled. General evaluation segment is divided into 3 segments. The first segment is in which the speech evaluators come and deliver their evaluations according to the objectives given by Toastmasters International. Today we had just one speech, so we would be having one speech evaluator. The next is the segment in which the auxiliary role players come and present their reports who have been keeping a track of the entire meeting. And the third is the overall evaluation of the entire meeting. So without further ado, let me call upon stage our speech evaluator, Toastmaster Bela, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Vinayak's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Bela.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
First of all,
Can we, so sorry to interrupt, can we ask Toastmaster Bela to increase her volume?
sounds clear?
No, it's still a
It's
little.
actually very feeble.
Once
Sure. Sorry, Madam General Evaluator.
No, it was actually also.
now clear? No?
No.
Hello? Hello? Toastmaster Sajal?
It's very low. Toastmaster Bela.
Hello? I'm joining with another device. Okay.
You can take 1 to 2 minutes.
Now clear? Hello? Now clear?
It's still low, but I think we can
Let's go ahead.
go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Just talk loudly, Toastmaster Bela. Okay.
I'm coming with another device. Hello?
I couldn't hear you.
She's saying that she would like to join from another device. Maybe you can go on
Yes.
to taking the tag teams reports and then come back to the speech
Okay.
evaluator.
Sure. So
Toastmaster Bela, please join from the other device.
So let's start with the second segment of the evaluation. So let me call upon stage our auxiliary role players who are also the pillars of the Toastmasters meeting. First, let me call upon stage our language evaluator for today, Toastmaster Eddie. Over to you, Toastmaster Eddie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sajal Jain. First of all, I would like to start with the word of the day. Before that, let me tell you guys that I'll be very lucid. I'll be straight to the point, won't take too much time. So first, I'll start with the word of the day. Only a few individuals, they used the word of the day. And some of them were our distinguished Toastmaster Roli and our Sergeant at Arms, Kartik Mishra. And now moving on to Toastmaster Santosh. Okay, there were a bunch of fumbles during your introduction round, and there were some pauses during your table topics, but still, it was good. It was quite good. So next is Vinayak Goyal. First of all, congratulations. Securing 90% is not an easy job. I never scored that high, except when I was very young in standard 3 or 4. And you used words like done and dusted and benchmark. They were some nice, cool words. Jivitesh, Toastmaster Jivitesh, you were struggling a bit when you were campaigning for yourself. So you were tripping a lot, but I can understand your situation. Maybe you were like campaigning, so that made you feel a little bit awkward, but no problem. And yeah, our young girl, I think she's the youngest, Mannat Kaur, Toastmaster Mannat Kaur. I think you are an incredible speaker. I think even at this young age, you have so much passion, and the way you speak is just amazing. I'm so much awed by you, by your speech. One suggestion, one recommendation, you need to slow down a little bit. Sometimes you get carried away. You speak way too fast. And finally, to our Toastmaster Akash Singh, our guest, During your table topic, there were some very long pauses. So I wasn't sure what was going on. I thought maybe, but it was a good try. You did your best, and yeah, in time you would do better. So that was my report. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster Sajal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Eddie. Next, I would like to call upon stage our counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Jivitesh.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, here is my other report in prepared speeches. Toastmaster Vinayak Goyal had 2 Rs, 7 Rs, 4 and 2 Unos. Moving on to the table topic, Toastmaster Eddie had 2 Rs and 3 Rs. Guest Sumit had 2 Rs and 1 Rs, 3 Unos. Javedian Manat had 3 Rs, 7 Rs, and 2 lights. Toastmaster Vinayak had 2 Rs, 4 Rs. Toastmaster Eddie in his second table topic speech had 2 Rs, 3 Rs. Toastmaster Sajal had 2 Rs and 2 Rs. Guest Akash had 4 Rs. Toastmaster Santosh had 5 Rs and 11 Rs. That's all from me today. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jivitesh. Next, I would like to call upon stage our timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sajal Jain. Good evening once again. I'm here with my report. I'm very happy to announce that there is no disqualification in the main role players till now. Toastmaster Kartik Mishra took 5 minutes 30 seconds in his introduction part, and Toastmaster Bhavya Jain finished his table topic session in 20 minutes, and the time allotted was the 22 minutes. And Toastmaster Sajal then has Toastmaster Sajal took 1 minute 33 seconds in her introduction, and auxiliary role players. All the auxiliary role players are qualified in the introduction as well as in the report. And during the table topic section, so there is only 2 disqualifications, one from the Mannat and one from the Mannat and one from the Akash Singh. And I think I also crossed the time. So there were 3 disqualifications in the table topic section. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Sajal Jain.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Santosh. So let me call upon stage our speech evaluator for Toastmaster Vinayak, Toastmaster Bela. Toastmaster Bela, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator. First of all, I would like to congratulate the speaker, Toastmaster Vinayak, for giving his first icebreaker speech. As the theme of our meeting is how to overcome failure, I think giving such a brilliant speech is the first and huge step towards the success. Coming to my evaluation report. First of all, the speech was really inspiring. The title of the speech was totally justified. The beginning and the conclusion was perfectly framed. I felt the experience sharing of the speaker was so real that it connected audience with the speaker. A little hand gesture would have made the speech deliver more effective, and little slow pace would make the speech more impactful. Yes, the voice moderation was great and the objective of speech were met. I would like to conclude my evaluation by sharing that I didn't seem like the speaker was delivering his speech for the first time, as the kind of confidence he carried while delivering the speech showed that he has all the qualities to become a great speaker and a leader. we would like to hear more speech from you. I wish you all the best, very best. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bela. Now let me start with the overall evaluation of the entire meeting. So let's have votes for the best auxiliary role player first.
You can proceed.
Okay. So our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Karthik, started the meeting with very much gusto and enthusiasm. And he mentioned the theme of the meeting. He had a slide prepared for the theme, that the poster of the theme. So that's the one thing that I really loved, that our Sergeant at Arms mentioned the theme at the beginning of the meeting. So all our guest knows that what the meeting is going to be about. There are a few recommendations that I would like to give to him. One of them is that if you could mention when he was reading from the slide that please ask Tech Master if you're audible and visible. If you could mention that who is the Tech Master for today, and you can pinpoint the screen to him so we know who to ask if you are audible and visible. Another thing that I would like our Sergeant at Arms to do would be to introduce our president with distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha, as we don't take the short forms TM or DTM, we take the whole name in account, distinguished Toastmaster, because it's a thing that is earned by a lot of hard work, and so we do it. Another thing that I would like our Sergeant at Arms to do would be to tell everybody to name to follow the naming convention, to have our names preceded by our roles. For example, I have in my role like GE_Sajal, or so earlier many of us had that, like you have it, Toastmaster of the Day _Karthik. So we could all have that, and the Tech Master, for the Tech Master, it would be easier to understand that who is taking which role and who is a guest. Then comes our ever smiling and inspiring distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha, and she asked the guest for introduction with that motivational voice, and she took equally the time for responding to each guest, which I absolutely loved, because it's important to tell the guest that what the meeting is going to be about and to make them feel welcome into the club. She shared a personal experience that was also relatable, which was truly admirable. And I always feel that I'm in for a treat whenever she is delivering a presidential address. At first, I thought that it was going to be short because she introduced the guest first in the story later, but it was a good way because we could relate to the theme more as she was introducing Toastmaster Karthik. Coming to our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Karthik. Every story about failure is relatable, because if we have not truly lived, if we haven't failed. And the theme of the meeting was such that had that magic of relatability in it. So I could feel that Toastmaster Karthik took a perfect theme for today's meeting, and everybody could relate to that theme. The whole meeting was connected to the theme. He even prepared slides, which shows the amount of preparation that he had done for the meeting. He introduced the auxiliary role players. He had a tiny introduction prepared. He was one thing that I'm always looking from the Toastmaster of the Day is the applause that is going on. And Toastmaster Karthik really appeals to me in that regard, because he was able to make sure that everybody is clapping, and if somebody is not, and we were able to hear that applause that was audible. So that was one thing that I would always take away from him. He remembered the order, that when to call upon the speaker, when to share the feedback link, when to do it. Just a bit of recommendation was to add a little bit of story to your description, so we could relate it more, and we could feel that we could feel that we're all going through that same stuff. So a story would make it a more personal touch. It would bring a more personal touch. Coming to our table topic master, Toastmaster Bhavya, I'm always excited when she is taking that role because she is like an epitome of innovation. So she always brings new topics. And one thing that I really loved about today's table topic section was that she was writing the topic in the chat box, so we could all have clarity as to what topic we were given, because there was a quote, so we could all relate to it, and all the topics were related to the theme of the meeting. She even had all those rules prepared. So coming to our table topics speakers, our first speaker, Toastmaster Eddie, was speaking on if you don't try anything, you can't fail. One thing I loved about the topic was he was very observant when he was saying that I'm not doing my best right now, but I'm not failing. So it shows the presence of mind when he was actually speaking about the topic and he is actually relating to it. Coming to guest Sumit, he spoke on failures or finger post on the road to achievement. He shared his own story with a lesson at the end that if you never fail, you are not trying. So that's a really good take on that topic, and speaking on it impromptu is actually achievement. Actually, a rare achievement we get to see in our guest on the first day of the meeting. Toastmaster Manath spoke upon Gavilan Manath spoke on stop chasing money and start chasing passion. She gave the examples of skating and spoke on the hobbies that she loved and instead took medals into account instead of money. So that was a good idea, so that we are not all like thinking about money. Some of us are thinking about towards our gold medals and stuff. So that was a really good idea, and she has a very good command on language at such a young age. So that is something really commendable. Coming to Toastmaster Vinayak, the only real mistake is the one from which we learned nothing. I loved that Toastmaster Vinayak was the first person to bring in a famous personality that about in the table topics. So he brought Virat Kohli and he told about the human error and the animal error, which was spot on considering the topic. So he could actually relate to the topic and it was till the end. So that was amazing. So I didn't evaluate my own topic. Coming to guest Akash, opportunities don't happen, you create them. His voice was little bit low, but what I heard from him, he spoke about nature, and thinking about nature at the very first when you get that topic is something that doesn't happen. So kudos on that to guest Akash. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. This time Toastmaster Eddie also brought about Vijay Malla in his topic, so that was something I really liked. One thing I would like to recommend him as the language evaluator also, that he used the words mauj masti and he didn't translate it. So if you could translate the Hindi words into English, that would be that's a better command that we follow. Then everything you want is on the other side of fear. Toastmaster Santosh had her own story. She spoke about PhD and she had a flow through the entire topic. And in the end, she also mentioned till the end, it was related to the table topic. Often we confuse ourselves and we just ramble upon, but I observed that Toastmaster Santosh spoke on the entire topic about the topic that she was given. So that was something commendable. Coming to our speaker, Toastmaster Vinayak, I would agree with Toastmaster Bela that it didn't look like it was your icebreaker speech, because I remember mine, I used notes, and to distinguished Toastmaster Oli might remember from that. And the Toastmaster Bela had a very inspiring tone in her voice when she was commending our speaker. And this is the way an icebreaker should be evaluated, since it's the first speech. It was a very empathetic evaluation, and she even mentioned that the title was amazing and the confidence with which Toastmaster Vinayak spoke. One recommendation I had for Toastmaster Vinayak was to start from the childhood also, because we would love to hear you, like what were you as a child, and then come to your present times or 2016. Like you started the story with CA in 2016. So maybe in your further speeches, we would get to know about your childhood stories as well. Coming to auxiliary role players, Toastmaster Santosh had a perfect theme to her introduction. She related her introduction to the theme and even gave an example. And in report also, it was perfect. Timing, I am saying that she was showing me the red card, and timer is one of the most difficult jobs to do. So I would really like to thank Toastmaster Santosh for taking up this role for today. And coming to Toastmaster Jivitesh, he had a perfect introduction, a very lucid explanation of the report as well. And he had a very perfect introduction. So he actually talked about everything an R counter should do. We often miss some words, but I really observed today that he mentioned so, but, also, and every phase, so that was a really nice way of introducing an R counter rule, because we get to know that what an R counter does. Coming to Toastmaster Eddie, he kept a word which was very easy and relevant at the same time, and we could all have used it a little bit more in the meeting, but still it was a very lucid introduction and a lucid report. One thing that I would like to tell all the auxiliary role players would be that we don't take names while recommending somebody, but we take names while commending somebody. So this is also a this is always a Toastmasters convention, that while we are appreciating somebody, we take names, but while we are giving suggestions or giving them some things of improvement, we try not to take names or pinpoint somebody. Okay. So overall, it was an amazing meeting. One thing that I would like to say is I could see Toastmaster Baldev's video was on. So if you could have taken a role, I know many of us were here just for elections, like for voting, and many of us had not switched on their videos. But I could see Toastmaster Baldev, so I would have loved to see him in a role. And everything was on time. So that was the legacy of Delhi One Toastmasters that we are still following right now. So it was a delight to attend today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Karthik.
Now, coming to the slide which I have forgot to show you in detail, how to overcome failure, which I was talking about. First step you need to do to overcome is feel your way through disappointment. Feel your emotion, accept what happened. Practice positivity, using any positive book or motivation. Identify negative patterns which used to come into your mind, and stop crying over feelings. Stop crying. Now, next step is you should take care to bounce back. For bouncing back to get success from failure, first thing needs to do is address the reason of failure, cause of failure. Practice mental contrasting, which means have your dreams with practical step-by-step plans in order to achieve it. Change your approach whenever is required, and try again if you fail once again. That's it from my end. Over to distinguished Toastmaster, President Rudi Sinha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. Let's have a huge round of applause for our role players today. Toastmaster Sajal Jain as our general evaluator, Toastmaster Bhavya Jain as our table topics master, and Toastmaster Karthik as our Toastmaster of the meeting. And let's also vote for them and judge who was the best role player in your opinion today.
A poll is started.
Yes, poll has started. Are you not able to? Oh, you won't be able to vote. Okay, so thank you everyone who has voted already. So I will quickly share the awards and then request our guests for feedback. Congratulations everyone who took up a role, performed it so well, because I could see in our polls that the audience was really tied for each and every role that was being taken and all the speakers. So we have the best table topic speaker as Toastmaster Sajjan. Congratulations. Also, congratulations to Toastmaster Eddie Peng for being one of the best table topic speaker today. And that's not all, dear friends. We also had the best table topic speaker as Toastmaster Vinayak Goel. Congratulations to each one of you. This just shows that the quality of our table topics is indeed improving and it's helping each one of us, even the new Toastmasters. Now, the best Aussie role player, Toastmaster Santosh Devi, congratulations. And a huge thank you to our counter Toastmaster Jivitesh Singh and our language evaluator Toastmaster Eddie Peng, because Toastmaster Santosh Devi just snuck past you. So very well done. And indeed, your performances will help us become better speakers in future. Thank you. Our best role player today, this Toastmaster Sajal Jain, very nicely and lucidly presented the report for improving our club quality, meeting quality, as well as helping each one of us who has taken a role or a speech slot to improve further in their upcoming stage adventures. Thank you so much, everyone. And now I'd like to hear from our guests as to how their experience was in this meeting. And if there's something that you would like us to do better, please do candidly share. We'd love some honest and blunt feedback, if I may say so. So I'll begin with Akash Singh. How was your experience and what would you like us to improve?
The experience today was good, and the topics which were given, uh, they can be less difficult.
Okay,
This is
thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Akash. We will try to keep in mind and make sure that topics, especially for first-time speakers, are kept at a easier level so that they're not challenged and but I do hope that you will be there for the next meeting and you will take up table topics role again, speak on whatever you're given, and I'm going to ensure that our table topics master makes it really easy for you to take on the topic and experience the wonderful world of speaking. All right, Sumit, thank you. Sumit, would you like to share your feedback?
Right. The feedback is great. Means the experience has been amazing. There's only one minor feedback, and I don't know, I might be wrong here. There are a lot more things. Means we're basically assigning a lot of roles to a lot of people, and for someone who's just coming in, I get confused. So I got confused. I was getting confused as in who is doing what and who exactly is doing what exactly. So that is where I've gotten confused. Apart from that, as far as speaking part is concerned, that was great. The experience overall has been amazing. But with a lot more people handling a lot of things, for someone who is coming in, I don't know, maybe we can have a presentation or a single page slider where he or she knows what exactly different people are doing. Means for me who's coming in, I know I have to speak on a topic, I have to listen to people speak, and I have to learn from them. But there are other people who are playing important roles. So I need to understand that as well. So that is the small feedback that I would like to give her.
Thank you, Sumit. Your point is very, very correct. It's important for all of us to name ourselves for the roles that we have taken. That clarifies a lot of things because you keep seeing the name and that gives you an idea that, okay, this person is the timer, this person is the hour counter. And you kind of get to know what that role is going to be. And we will try to ensure that our Toastmasters of the meeting, when they are introducing the meeting structure, they explain the roles that are being played in that meeting a little more elaborately and more lucidly, if I may use that word. Thank you. So point taken. It's a very valid feedback and we will take care of that in future. And I hope that you will give us an opportunity to invite you to the stage again next week. And we won't have any elections, so you can enjoy the entire meeting very well, and it will be more representative of the kind of meetings that we have in a regular Toastmasters meeting and club. Okay, thank you.
I would like to give, I don't know whether that is the general norm that we follow in the Toastmasters meeting. Correct me if I'm wrong here. The thing is, when someone speaks, say, I spoke, after say 15-20 minutes, I might have forgotten what I spoke as well. So giving the feedback after a speaker speaks can help him or her a lot more. I feel so. I might be wrong here, but say if I was asked to select the best speaker for a table topic, I actually forgot what people spoke. I only had idea on what exactly, some vague idea on what they were telling. Or for me also, I forgot what I spoke as well, because while speaking, you're just enough to. So if I'm being given a feedback, say 15 to 20 minutes after what I have spoken, I don't know, means I think that can be a problem in my case. Other people might be great at that. So just wanted to understand if that is a certain pattern that we always follow during Toastmasters, or can this be changed? I don't know if that is possible or not.
The pattern that was followed today for sharing the feedback and evaluation is the regular pattern that we have. I think Toastmaster Sajal tried her level best to remind everyone as to the table topic that had been given to the respective speaker before she shared her feedback on that speaker. I understand that initially we find it difficult to recall everything that a person has said. I myself, I can share that I make actual notes to avoid missing something that is really important. It could be something that I want to follow in my life, or it could be something that I want to point out for the person whenever I'm given that opportunity. In fact, you've just prompted me to share that we have a listener role, because we understand that we are not listening as acutely and attentively as we should. So we have a listener's role. Today, we do not have it as the agenda was arranged in a different fashion, but the listener listens to the entire meeting and then quizzes the members of the audience to recall some specific fact or some particular event that had taken place during the entire meeting. For example, Toastmaster Eddie mentioned Vijay Malia, sorry, I don't know, I got confused with somebody else, but Vijay Malia. So the listener might have a question like that, which was the celebrity, who was the celebrity that Toastmaster Eddie had mentioned? Or we could have like a particular quote that was very relevant and must be highlighted again. So there are various things. When Toastmaster Vinayak was sharing his experiences in his icebreaker, he mentioned when he joined, which courses he's pursuing, and all. So it's a test. How well and acutely are we listening? How much attention are we really paying to it? And giving feedback, we try our level best to assess the context and then share the feedback. Today also, Toastmaster Bela was to deliver the speech evaluation right in the beginning for Toastmaster Vinayak. But due to technical reasons, it could not happen. But that's the normal, like what do I say, the normal flow that we follow, that the general evaluator calls the speech evaluator, then the tag team delivers their reports. And I actually take down points, how many hours and hours am I still doing, and then I compare with how am I faring, because it takes time, it takes a lot of effort and concentrated effort to improve. So it's a journey. It's not something that you will instantly switch and start doing, but you will see that these listening skills will help you even in your professional life. And when you're having a meeting, some things that your colleagues might say, you may not register instantly, but they are invaluable, because your project quality depends on how your colleagues are approaching the project. When we miss a particular sentence in a meeting, we don't realize how much effect it has in the future. Enough preaching, enough gyan, enough lessons and all lectureship I've given. But as you are guests and not very familiar with Toastmasters, in my opinion, if you would like to stay back after we conclude the meeting right now, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And if any of the Toastmasters would like to stay back to facilitate this interaction with our guests, please do. Right now, I would like to take this opportunity to close the meeting officially.
Group
We
P.
can switch off this. Yes, group P, please, you'll have to do it. My laptop is not working.
I'll take.
So everybody do a 1 because we belong to Delhi 1 Toastmasters. Eddie, your 1 is not showing. Bring it in a little in front because of the virtual background. Yeah, thank you.
Done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now the meeting is officially closed. We can switch off the recording and have a nice informal session, chat about it. Yes. Anything that you would like to ask Akash or Sumit, anything that you would like to share now? Toastmaster Karthik is there?
No, I think that's why
Oh.
recording is still.
Yeah, it is going on. So I'll just stop the recording now.